It is my pleasure to welcome you to Season 2 of the Naval Sports League. The NSL is the premier competitive league in Holdfast's Age of Sail. The NSL is the proving ground of greatness for Holdfast's most experienced and accomplished sailors, officers, and captains. Battles take place on various maps with unpredictable wind conditions, forcing teams to plan for the best but adapt to the worst as the whims of fortune demand. We are especially excited this season for the many new features Holdfast has given us in the new Age of Sail update, adding incredible mechanics like boarding and ship capture and captain commands. We have included almost every new feature Anvil Game Studios has given us in this new update, though even with all these new dimensions to the game, the path to victory in the NSL remains the same as ever. A team wins the match in the NSL by sinking or capturing all the opponent's largest ships, the heavy, powerful 17-gun brigs and the lighter, more maneuverable 8-gun schooners. These are what we call the capital ships of the NSL, and once they are all sunk or stolen, the battle immediately ends. Each team has 35 minutes to complete this mission, and if the timer concludes before either team can completely defeat the other, then the team which has the most capital ships remaining under their control wins the battle. If both teams have the same amount of capital ships, the tie is decided in favor of whoever has the highest overall point score. There are 8 teams competing this year, some returning, some newly formed. All of them have the same goal, to put together a record of victories in their battles to make it into the top 4 teams of the league. Only the top 4 teams will have a chance to compete for the Champions Prize, which is determined by a 2-week tournament among those top 4 teams, which will take place after the regular season ends. I want to thank you for joining us today, and I hope the league can inspire you to pick up Holdfast yourself, jump on a ship, and learn the art of sailing as we all have. Perhaps one day you too will compete in the Naval Sports League and burn bright in the fires of competition. The pre-game coverage will begin shortly. Hello and welcome to the Naval Sports League Season 2, Week 15, Rangers versus Sea Otters. My name is Lamerck. It is a pleasure to be your host today. I am joined today by what seems to be a Leviathan's takeover of the host box. And I want to take a real quick moment to reintroduce my co-hosts. You don't necessarily hear their voices very often, but you get to see the benefit of their very hard work, and I want to recognize them just real quick, just a little bit. To my left here is Eggs. He wears a lot of hats, associate director, graphics designer. You're going to see some of his incredible work today in some of the future slides that we're going to have here during the pre-game show. It is just such a great honor to have him here talking about today's game, a very important game. And to my right, we have Atticus. He is the director of directors and the mastermind behind so much of the NSL. I really would spend way too long trying to list all the things that he does behind the scenes around here. But gentlemen, it is an honor and a privilege to be in the host box with you. Say hello to all of your adoring fans out there in the Naval Sports League fan base.
After you, Eggs.
Happy to be here. Graphic design is my passion. Really excited to see this match today. I think we're having a great one.
Yep. Hello, everybody. Yeah, looking forward to this one. Been looking forward to this one all season.
Yeah, let's get right into it. Let's talk about the league standings to start off with, because taking a look at the league standings is going to tell us why today's game is so interesting. We have the Rangers versus the Sea Otters today. So if you take a look at those standings, you're going to see those two smack dab in the middle in 4th and 5th place, both with a 1-2 record. That is what's so exciting about today's match is because we are going to get to see who's going to go up and who's going to go down in this mid-range of the league standings. So if you take a look at those standings, you can really see, and it's not just them. There are multiple teams on that lower half, that upper part of the lower half of the league standings, and each of them are in striking distance of one another. And we're going to start to see this play out. We are now in the second half of the season, and these guys are going to start differentiating themselves from each other and showing us who is most likely to make it to the top 4 teams that are going to fight each other in the finals of the NSL this season. All right, let's move on to the player leaderboard. Take a look at some of these guys. We have tight rivalry here between Dan Frank and Brazen, who are just going back and forth on that number 1 to number 2 spot. We've got Finney in third place, Shadow and Ginger Snake. Still a leaderboard dominated by the Hydras, though the Leviathans are punching up, trying to regain some space up here through Brazen and Shadow. We were looking at some of these stats, guys, the other day, and of course we'd like to take a look at the top 5. We don't really have space to put like the top 30, but it really goes to show. I encourage everybody to go to the NSL.com, take a look at a more expansive leaderboard than this, see all of the other heroes of the NSL who are making their way up the leaderboard. There are some sleepers in there that, if they keep playing some games and keep racking up some scores, are going to be invading this leaderboard. So keep an eye out for this. That said, let's move on. Let's take a look at these beautiful new slides here as I talk to both Eggs and Atticus about the teams that we're going to be seeing today. I'm going to start by passing it over to Eggs. Eggs, you are looking at the Rangers today, and as everybody can see on the screen, I hope you're the beautiful graphics that we all hung out together and made last night that show the teams, the captains, the ships. But let's talk about the team itself, Eggs. Tell us a little bit about the Rangers, what they're hoping to get today. What do you think their strengths and weaknesses are? Let us have it.
I think the Rangers, I'm so excited for the Rangers today. They have played, this is their third time playing on this map this season. Random luck of the draw, our maps are randomized, our wind direction is randomized. This is their third time in a row playing on this map. Their first map was I believe on Outer Isles. They've played the Nile twice since then. So I think their big advantage going into this map is that map experience, or this match is the map experience. They know where not to go. They've started on both sides of this map. Once in the spawn their enemy is in today, and then once in the spawn that they're currently in. I think their last win on game 12 versus the Marines, they really saw where not to go on this map. We're going to get to the map after this, so you can really see where the real section you should avoid in the opening of this map. I think they've hopefully learned that lesson from their enemies, and I think they're really all their key to success is going to be stay out of the cove, get to the south, play for time. I mean, this is a small map, and they're going to be fighting fast.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those maps that really just forces you to engage right off the bat and then think of your strategy. It's like engage first, think second. So let's switch it up. Take a look at the Sea Otters. You can get to see their captains and their ships today. And let's pass it over to Atticus. Same question to you, same analysis. You know, we have this map. It is so close. How do the Sea Otters handle that kind of pressure?
So you look at the Sea Otters team, and you're looking at hold fast royalty here. Admiral Random Billy, he's been around since day one. You've got Boulder J and Skelly Rock. Skelly's name heard all over the place. I've even noticed this week Magmark. Now that's an old name that some of us naval guys know. He's now a captain within the Sea Otters team. So the Sea Otters team is an amalgamation of a number of different regiments within the game, but they their first game, they came to us and they said our communication was poor.
Right.
They had major communication difficulties. They have overcome those communication difficulties massively. They got their first win last time out. Fair enough, not on this map. This map is new to them. However, what they do have in abundance is experience. They have experience of how this game plays out. And I think that experience will see them through to the victory today. And
Yeah,
a bit of luck thrown in might help.
I think, you know, both of these teams are on an upward trajectory right now, and they're both, I think, you know, this is the time where one of them is going to prove that they're kind of a cut above. I think, you know, the difference between the Rangers and a sort of like a focused and unified team. The Sea Otters are still like two separate groups, but they've been coming together with that communication. But they have such experience at the top. The problem is here, as I see it, and the thing that they're going to have to overcome is a lot of the teams in the NSL like to take their time. And so we've talked about the map and how it's going to change things, and we can take a look at the map. The proximity that they're going to have to each other does not allow that sort of like slow and methodical organization of your forces, unless you really slow roll it. And to slow roll it out of the spawn to organize your forces before leaving spawn cedes so much ground to the opponent and allows them to pen you in to your spawn. So if you guys are starting this, and we'll start with Atticus, if you're starting this as your team as the Sea Otters, like what's your opening move here?
It's very dependent on what your overall strategy is. Like you say, this is the smallest map in the NSL. By a massive distance, actually. This map is tiny. It also has the the bit of land jutting out into the middle of it.
Yeah.
Which is a nightmare for planning. That being said, I think a cautious approach is probably the better approach because one of these teams is going to be aggressive. I think I know which one's going to be aggressive. We'll see how it plays out. But I think a cautious opening could result in your enemy overextending themselves. And if that
Interesting.
happens, that's when you start. The other thing to look out for, by the way, is the Corvettes today. The Corvettes, this map suits the Corvettes better than any other
Exactly.
map. It does.
Yeah,
Go on, Alex.
definitely agree there, Atticus. I think whoever is going to win this match is going to do three things. I think hopefully they're going to play a little slower, let this breathe a little bit before getting into the action. Two, I think that they're going to neutralize the enemy Corvette because it's really effective on this map. We've seen it twice before. The Corvette really does good work and does it fast here. The third thing is I think fire coordination. Both of these teams have needed to work on their fire coordination, as you mentioned. I mean, Rangers as well. We saw in their last win that their fire coordination has improved. I think if one team can knock down two of those three things, then they'll be sitting pretty.
It looks like now we are transitioning from the lobby, the waiting area, into the map itself. And as we get in, and once you get see it, I'll make sure to help all of you guys who are watching from home to identify which team is which. But I'll start off by saying that the Rangers are going to be the French team. They're going to be in the red ship. So look at for red ships and French flags. The Sea Otters are going to be on the British ships. They're going to have the yellow ships. So as we come in, make sure to look out for that so that you know who is who as we're talking through here. And I hope that that graphic has given you a little bit more information about what the ships that we're talking about are. When we talk about the 17 guns, we're talking about the biggest ships, those two large ships. You might call them the flagships of each of the fleets. Those 8-gun schooners are those mid-sized ships. There are 3 of them. The 17 guns and the 8 guns, those are the points carrying ships. What that means is that if once all those ships sinks, it doesn't matter what else is going on, the game is over for that team, right? So it's very important to be watching those. The Corvette is that the new ship. If you're a longtime watcher, it's the new ship this season. It's kind of a fatter little ship, but it moves fast and maneuvers fast, and that's why we're talking about how important it is on a map like this that is so small. A fast maneuvering, hard hitting ship can change the game. So as we get into the battle, you're going to see to the east here, we have our red French ships. Again, those red French ships, that is the Rangers. They will be coming out, heading west out of their spawn to go fight the Sea Otters, who are in the yellow British ships. So, guys, again, I think we have seen at this point that going north is very dangerous unless you are in like a perfect fighting formation. I don't predict that they're going to go north today, though I would be very interested to see if they do. So I think that that means that we're going to see the battle happening in that open ocean to the south. Does anybody disagree with me? Anybody's thinking they're going to go into the islands and mix it up there?
There is one thing to consider here. I'm just looking at the two spawn locations for the two ships. The Sea Otters seem to have gotten the better of it. Their ships are a lot more clumped together, whereas as far as I
Yeah.
can tell, the Ranger ships are spread out. This may allow the Sea Otters to maybe dive east northeast and just have the option of open water to sail to if needed.
Yeah. It is a point to be made that I wish we could, but we cannot like organize how the ships appear in the spawn. There's just a big area, and those ships just populate in them kind of at random. And so as Atticus said, you can really see how that randomization really favors the Sea Otters today, and because their ships are all compact, which means they don't have to do a lot of maneuvering. They don't have to. No ship has to wait for any other ship to catch up to get into the formation that they're going to want. And now my other question is do you guys think formations are going to play a big part in this battle, or are these guys like we're talking about slow rolling it out from the gates, not getting a too much speed to start off with, and instead organizing first. I would be interested to see. I know Atticus, you said you think that there might be somebody who just charges off the. I think you're meaning the Rangers. I think you think the Rangers are going to come out screaming. Am I right in my guess there?
Yeah, I think it suits the Rangers to be a lot more aggressive, especially given their start position. If they can pen the Sea Otters into the northwest area,
Yeah.
like they did to the Marines last time out, they can create themselves a shooting gallery. So it's to their advantage to be as aggressive as possible.
We do have the all sail, folks. So it is now time to see all of our predictions come true or false. It looks like to start off with the Sea Otters, Atticus, are heading on a southeastern direction, whereas Eggs, the Rangers, can't quite tell where they're intending to go yet, but they certainly have the 8 guns forward. Whereas Atticus, I'm seeing that the Sea Otters are a little bit less concerned with the formation and a little bit more concerned with the speed of getting to that center. What do you think, Atticus?
They're trying to fix their formation now. Definitely, there's the sails being furled and unfurled as we speak, but that spawn position has given them the advantage of they're very close together. They can get this formation they want pretty quickly. Interesting that they've decided to go southeast though.
Yeah. And Eggs, I mean, if we're taking a look at the Rangers, they are hanging out at spawn. Like they are not going anywhere. Kind of opposite of our predictions here. They are not moving until they have a beautiful fighting formation. And to before I let you go on Eggs, the fighting formation that we're talking about here is the 8 guns forward line abreast fighting formation, where the 8 guns are like a shield that force the enemy to kind of stay at bay lest they come into range of the 8 guns and the 17 guns. Eggs, it does not seem that the Rangers are even moving out of their spawn at this point.
Yeah, I love this. I'm really loving this from the Rangers. I mean, they are, a good 300 meters out of their spawn, but their posture here is great. It's like super defensive, adaptable posture. They can turn this to whatever way they want right now. And they're saying, make a decision. We have all
Yeah.
of this land on either side of us, on our port and our starboard side in the front. I mean, make a decision and then we'll react. I really, really like this.
Yeah, and I want to really just double down on that the strength of this is not just that they are in such great formation, and you can see them turning in right now. It's a beautiful thing to watch. But it's because of that island cover that they have on either side. So the problem with a stationary formation in the NSL is that it leaves you open to getting hit from a flank and not being able to put all your firepower on that flank, right? Whereas what they're doing here, I mean, they're moving now, so they might abandon this position, but they have so much island screen in front of them. Clearly, their analysis was why leave our spawn? Our spawn is the best spot in the map to receive an enemy's aggressive posture here. Atticus, you are the Sea Otters. How do you approach this? What do you do?
Um, Personally, I wouldn't do what the Sea Otters are doing now, but it seems that they're just trying to inch into range. It looks like they're setting up for a bit of a line battle here. It looks like we're going to get the battle out in the open ocean, which does give more to fleet positioning than the chaos that this map can produce if the fight is taken in the middle. Um, I mean, if I was the Sea Otters right now, about 30 to 45 seconds ago, I'd have gone hard to northeast. But
They might be
um,
doing just that. I
Well,
mean, look at the front
yeah,
ship.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, I'm watching it now.
I think
So,
the Rangers could have held that defensive position even for a little longer. I think what they want for the Sea Otters to do is to cross that line, and they're giving them a little bit of space to now cut behind.
So when I look at these two teams, the first thing I'm noticing is it just does not look. The Rangers do not look like a first season team right now. They look.
No.
This is a solid formation and a solid strategy that is really honestly blowing my mind here to see from a newer team to the league. Whereas the Sea Otters, I am not seeing the cohesion here. Instead, I think that they're baiting a little bit of action with those two 8 guns, and then they're going to pull. I mean, they seem to already be pulling most of their fleet back and out. So this is like a flirtation to see if they can draw the Rangers out of what is clearly a very strong position. Now, if the Sea Otters can, even if they can't pull them out, and it looks like they might be pulling them out, it looks like the Rangers might be taking the bait. Even if they can't pull them out, they have the ability to go and take the Rangers like spawn zone, cut behind them, or possibly envelop them. But I think they are. I don't think it's anything so complex. I think they are trying to draw the Rangers out of this beautiful formation they have, and then get their 17 guns in range, extreme range, and then just start pounding the formation and seeing what they can get. One of the weaknesses I've always noticed about this 8-gun forward formation is it requires the opponent to also give you an 8-gun forward formation. Because if the opponent does not put their 8 guns forward and instead only puts, as we're seeing a little bit from the Sea Otters, if they allow only their 17 guns to get in range, 17 guns have range on an 8-gun. 8 guns do not have the range on the 17 guns. So those 8-gun forwards from the Rangers can get pounded by 17 guns and can't do anything back. Then what do you do? So we might see here what the Rangers do when pressed in this way.
Another thing to call out is we have our 2 Rangers gunboats are pulling up the rear here. They're slowly sneaking in from the north. I don't think they have too much attention. I see the Corvette pulling out right now. Maybe that's enough of a distraction to kind of like mess up this line a little bit, but it seems like that the Sea Otters are kind of like waffling. They can't really decide where they want to be pointed here. We have one ship pulling out, 2 ship pulling out, and as this goes, the Rangers are just squatting, not moving.
This is going to be the most interesting bit right now. When the Sea Otters pull out and pull away, what do the Rangers do? Because if there's one thing we know, while this formation is a formidable formation from the Rangers, it's extremely difficult to maneuver.
Yeah. And it really goes to show the difference between a team who looks like the Rangers right now do not look like this first season team. Like they don't look like a team that's figuring it out. They look like a team that has figured it out. Like you say, Atticus, this is where we're going to find out whether they really did figure it out or not. Because the maintenance of this fleet formation and the ability to keep it cohesive as it closes towards an enemy, which by the way, it's looking real good for them right now. It looks like they're flipping it really nicely right now. And they're just going to turn from starboard to port.
Look what they're flipping it into. Look at what the trap has snapped.
The Corvette is taking some serious fire from these 17 guns. Interesting choice of target here, but not a bad one. Can't say it's a bad one. All right. Watch where the Sea Otters hit, where their shots are going, because that's the part that's going to really tell you what their priorities are. Right now, they are very happy to punish the friendship under Stormer, the Rangers friendship, that's their Corvette. Doesn't count for points, but it still counts for a lot of damage capacity.
They've even thrown their gunboats towards it. It looks like what they want to
really
do is keep it out of the fight as much as possible. It looks like...
And what's so great about this maneuver is that the Rangers are too busy dealing with the Sea Otters full fleet to really be able to do anything about those Sea Otters gunboats right in front of them. Like they really can't do too much about it right now.
Well, the Rangers
any major damage that you guys are seeing so far? I'm seeing D-masts on the Ranger side.
Yeah. Nothing major on the on the Sea Otters side. Nothing that would be worrying. It looks like the Rangers are focusing the Grand Folk of Skelly right now, but nothing major.
Yeah, and it seems like the Henry Tudor is getting the most of it on the Ranger side. The 8-gun, that lead 8-gun.
They've got to watch out because the 17-gun disparity could end up paying dividends later.
Yeah, if I was the Rangers, they should just
the Sea Otters are doing a pretty good job keeping a very, a strong line. But the Grand Folk down to 75 HP this early, not a good sign for them.
The 2 for flinching 8-gun on the Rangers side is also it's taken a lot of damage from the Sea Otters Corvette. The Grand Folk is now down to by about a quarter health. This is something to start feeling a little concerned about. I'm not seeing much repair work on deck. Just a couple. But I do like what Boulder in the Chambra is doing
if the
now.
Rangers
He's
stay on
cut
this
off the
corner
front
of the map, they could probably
and I think they're doing. I think the smartest thing they can is
into a
they're
better
pulling
position.
out. They've got a lot of small little islands in front of them, tripping them up here. I think that they're doing the best that they can under this and saying, like, this positioning isn't
they need
great.
to sink that other
Let's
gunboat. Just
maybe see if we can get this island in front of them to work for us here and create some
I don't
distance
know what
here.
the idea was
That,
with the gun
that
pulling
17
out,
gun needs to
like,
catch up. The Heavensward
you
needs to
said it
get with the
didn't, and
program
then
here and follow.
Well, it's a good thing for the Sea Otters that it hasn't, because it's
Oh,
what's
where did the
allowing them to
second
kind of
gunboat
keep
go? Is it
parity with
within
the
their fleet
17
still,
gun
or
ship
did it
HPs.
pull out?
You know, at this point, the Heavensward is firing at an
I only
8
see
gun.
one side.
Meanwhile, the Grand Folk, which
I
had
thought
taken so
both
much damage
gunboats were
earlier,
doing that.
is just throwing Hail Mary shots at the Heavensward. And again, it's really the HPs have caught up to one another. So we're not looking at an
See, I don't know. If I was
overwhelming
the Rangers,
bit
I
of
would try
damage
to
on either
dive
side.
on that, on
And
the
very
rear
interesting what
Corvette
the
and
Sea Otters are
8.
doing here.
Hug
They're
the
even
wall
though
if
they
you
have an
have
island
to.
dead ahead of them, they're kind of using it as
The
their
Sea Otters
stopping
are
point,
pretty
and
spread
they're
out
hitting
now.
the Rangers from a very awkward angle that the Rangers
Yeah,
are
but I
not
think
really
they're a bit too
reacting to
focused on trying
properly
to keep,
right
like,
now.
a good
So very
focus on the
interesting
room,
stuff
like
here.
a good
Just
line.
Part of the
just
problem.
pressure
But
at
then they are
extremities.
also splitting
Go
up.
ahead.
I think the
Yeah.
Heavenswood is having issues with this sandbank in front of it. There's a slight little reef of a sandbank that it's been backing up from, and I'm wondering whether that was the reason it got sort of caught flat-footed.
It is interesting to see that it has been firing at nothing but an 8 gun basically this entire time.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Grand Folk has been just hammering it from a distance.
Yeah, because now
Given the fact that they were trying to get it out, I think they were backing it up, trying to get it out, trying to
now's the
rotate it,
Rangers'
and all they
chance.
could
If they can
actually hit
focus
at that
fire
point with their
17
rotation
that's
was
charging
the
with the wind.
I don't think it was a conscious choice as much as
Yeah, but they
kind of
have,
fight
like,
to get their ship
basically
unstuck.
tried
They
to
haven't
move
taken
for
too
what
much
we've done.
damage for it. They're only down
This
by
is-
a-
This is a very interesting move that we're seeing right now. The Chambur is running past the entire Rangers line, and it
Is
seems as though the
Yeah,
entire Sea
I don't know, I'm way
Otters
up in the
fleet is
sky, I can't see
reorienting
it, so-
They're saying-
to
they're
basically
saying it looks like
bum
it's stuck on
rush
the
the
sandbank.
Heavensward. Like right now, they're sacrificing some serious HP on the Chambur. This is not good. It is a big issue if the Chambur takes too much damage here. But if they get that whole fleet to focus in on the Heavensward, and the Heavensward can't get out or get some kind of cover, they could take it down. That could be eating a lot of HP from the Chambur, but for a good cause. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, I don't think the Friendship is getting the memo here. I think the Friendship does not know how much damage it's in, as it's about to lose its mast if it gets one more hit.
Watching these HP go down. Oh, the Chambur took a D-mass. Not a great time for it. The question is the Chambur still in range of the Calcutta? If it is, that is the other 17 gun, that further away 17 gun. If it is, that is going to be a lot of damage the Chambur is going to take in this attempt to take down the Heavensward with it. Heavensward holding at about 50%. And the Friendship covering it as best it can. But I mean, this is an overwhelming amount of Sea Otters fire that can be brought down the Heavensward.
But now here comes the Grand Folk. He is now
Yeah.
in range of the Heavensward, and he is ranged on the Heavensward as
However, we have to watch out because the other wing, the Calcutta, the Henry Tudor, the Chicago Server, all those other ships that they just ran away from, that the Sea Otters just ran away from. Oh, bad time for the Calcutta to hit a reef. The Calcutta has been stopped by islands. It is now not going to be able to cut off the rear of the Sea Otters fleet.
Ooh,
This is
that's
a
bad.
huge moment for the Sea Otters. They must take advantage of this and continue to put hellfire into the Heavensward and see what they can do to take it out.
I think the
Everything's
Heavensward is most likely now out of repairs. Same with the Grand Folk. There's been no sinks so far, so there haven't been any major sinks anyway.
Heavensward's going to
haven't
go
been any-
down, I think, in the next 2 or 3 minutes. Maybe not even. It is
Minutes?
taking
It's
10
seconds.
Come on.
seconds. Really, you're right. I think
Otters
20
finish.
seconds. We're going to see this ship go down. This is a huge problem. That Calcutta getting delayed, even by that short amount of time, is meant that we're going to see the Heavensward go down real fast. And now we are
There it
seeing
goes.
Seawolf. Yep. Go ahead. What do you got, Eggs?
Meanwhile, I've just watched the Friendship take 4 masts in a row. These 2 8 guns and that Corvette, they took both masts from both of these 8 guns and the mast off the Corvette. He's stalled this fleet really, really well. I think a hero's journey here for the friendship.
He might be
Yeah.
about to pay for his life with it, though. He's down to about a third health, and now he's down to a quarter health.
He's completely surrounded by 8 guns and the Corvette. Meanwhile, the Sea Otters Chambur is at long range. I don't know if he's doing so much. However, the Grand Folk is fighting the rest of the Rangers fleet. The Sea Otters have to get their fleet back together, because if they do that, if they can get their fleet back into position, turn all their cannons in the same direction, this is their battle to win. They have sunk a 17, they have sunk a Corvette. 2 of the highest damage ships in the enemy fleet are now gone. And the Rangers only have a very short amount of time to claw back that momentum that they've lost here. The Calcutta's in great repair. It could do it.
The biggest enemy that the Sea Otters have right now is the wind. They are dead into the wind at the minute.
And these
Wind's
islands.
changed
I
to
mean,
southwest. These islands are a nightmare. Absolute
Yeah.
nightmare. I'd never looked close enough at this map to see just. That's a big question. Are the Sea Otters about to experience the island issues that the Rangers have so far?
I'm looking at the Chambur. The Chambur is about to be in the same predicament that the Heavensward was just in. I mean, he's going to be
Absolutely.
trapped.
And I don't know if he can even see it coming. He can't see it coming. He thinks
my
he's got a
goodness.
way through.
Let's see if he does. This is it. We're gonna see if he brushes up against this island, if he can go over. Looks like he's making it. He's made it. He's made it over. He is gonna get his escape here.
Oh,
Hello?
wow.
Oh,
But I mean, the Grand Folk. I'm interested in I'm wondering why the Grand Folk is not kind of sticking it out.
Oh,
and
but he's
having
not
its
out. He's
battle.
not out yet.
Oh, the Chambur might hit these other rocks. Yeah, they are. Wow. What I'm really surprised to see is the Caster. The Caster is the Corvette of the Sea Otters. It is against the entire Rangers fleet right now. This is a kind of a gift. If the Rangers can demask the Caster, pin it down, and then blow it up, they have taken a huge damage dealer off the board. But it's not looking like it's happening yet. Watch that mass. Meanwhile, the Sea Otters are reforming their fleet. This is what the Rangers cannot afford to let them do. This focus on the Caster is admirable, but it's not winning you the game.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of chain shot hitting late. Their leads are off on the Caster. I mean, if they were aiming 2 inches ahead of that ship, these be hitting the mast no problem. But I'm seeing almost every single chain shot just land a little bit behind.
but guys,
It's a hard thing to practice.
the Caster is doing exactly what he has to do.
Yep.
He is keeping this fleet bunched up and occupied. Given he's buying time, that's all he has to do. The Rangers Corvette is off the board now. They don't need to worry about it. The Sea Otters will be of the mind that with a 17 gun and a Corvette down, they hold the overwhelming firepower. They can sacrifice this ship, which means nothing in the grand scheme of things, get a bit of damage done to the enemy, and pin them where they need it to be.
And you can see how well it's working, because the entire Rangers battle line has basically it's converged around that Corvette, but it's
And there it
not
goes.
taking into consideration any of the other pressures that the Sea Otters are putting on either of those 2 flanks that they have there. So you see the Bingus and the Sauerkraut. Both of them are heading to the west-southwest. They're going to put pressure on the rear of the Rangers line. The 217 guns off to the east-northeast. They're putting pressure on what was the front, the 8 guns. Now, here's an issue. This is a very dangerous thing that the Sea Otters have done. Splitting their fleet like this gives them the ability to really hit from both sides. But if the Rangers run and choose one of these 2 parts of the fleet and just hammer them, they could be taking out ships here. Again, the Calcutta under Gandhi is doing just fine. It's got a lot of HP. It's not in threat range of either of the other 17 guns. The Rangers have to just marshal their forces, and they can be sinking 8 guns. They can take 2 8 guns down. And then the calculus of the whole battle changes, because now we're looking at they might have ship advantage, if it's possible that they can get these 217 or 8 guns down.
Well, they're going to get 1 for definite. The other one's run away, but the Bingus is not going to last very long. That was a very gutsy call by the Sea Otters to split their fleet like that. And credit to the Rangers. They saw the danger and went, we don't want to go where the 17 guns are. If you're going to split a fleet like that, and I'm not against the idea. You've got to send 117 one way, 117 the other. You
I
can't
totally agree.
you can't give the enemy the easy out of 2 8 guns.
Yeah,
Yeah,
remember,
I agree.
in this, it's all about how many cannons are. It's like a damage per second kind of thing. How many cannons are hitting at one time, and the concentration of fire is so important here. All of a sudden, the Rangers are
The
looking
match
pretty
is tied.
good.
Yeah, and the match is tied now. It's 4-4. You know, they're basically the only major difference is the type of ship. But if the Sea Otters continue to block each other like they are, they really
Ooh.
need to sort that out quite fast while they have the Rangers
Uh,
fleet in.
I just want to call out the Sea Otter's mag mark on the Sardine is stuck in that same channel that a 17 gun was stuck in the earlier, and now it's contending versus 2 gunboats. He is out of the fight for a bit. I think he's well
He
stuck
might
there.
be. I think he might be
The
truly stuck. If he's not, then he's choosing to be there and just choosing to basically stop any gunboats from interfering in this battle.
Oh, the Rangers smell blood because here come the sharks.
Yep, there it is. And this is how you do it, by the way. You know, where your enemy is strong, avoid them. But where they're weak, go. Go and hit them. And this is clearly where they're weak. The Sardine is going to be taking just a ton of fire from the Calcutta, the Chicago server, the Henry Tudor, and the 2 for flinching. Meanwhile, the Sea Otters, who had so much momentum, are now playing chase. This is an incredible turn of events. I mean, I could have never predicted this was the way it was going to go. As soon as the Rangers lost that 17 gun, I really thought this was over for them, and they have done such an incredible job prioritizing just the right targets. Boom. Demasked on the Sardine. You can tell by the fact that they're just not going anywhere that they can't go anywhere. These islands and reefs have played such an oversized role in this battle.
Ooh, but the 2 for flinching has stopped. I don't like this from the Rangers. They should not be stopped here. They should be moving forward.
They've got to keep going. Something to note: the Chambur on the Sea Otters is about to pick up a significant amount of materials. This is an advantage that they really want, and that the Rangers really don't want them to have.
If I was the captain of the Grand Folk, I'd be screaming at the Chambur not to take any of those resources.
They're taking every single one of them. And maybe you want to concentrate the HP where it's going to do the most. Like, if they're intending to use that as a shield, you know, that's going to be the one that's close. That's going to be the one that's going to attract fire. Especially because the Rangers are probably not paying too much attention, to be honest with you.
No,
they probably won't know which is which.
They will start paying attention in a second when the Sardine goes down. He is clinging on for dear life. But again, this has slowed them down again, and this is what we're seeing. This is the constant. The Rangers, they like, not they like, but they are slow. They are letting the.
Oh, look at that! What a great maneuver!
I saw that.
You see that? So what? For those of you at home, if you're watching the Sardine, they're trying to send rowboats out the side. The rowboat spawner sometimes can knock a ship out of a stuck position. The Sardine is going down. There's no chance. There's no two ways about it. And as they do so, by the way, the Chambur, the Sea Otters, the Grand Folk, and the Chambur are both turning into rotation. And we're gonna see a tit for tat because the 2 for flinching is now demasted. So the two for flinching is gonna have to take out that Sardine real quick because then he's going down. I mean, this is just a war of attrition between ships, positioning and attrition. Unbelievable. Now it comes to a head, however. Both of these teams are going to be in open waters. The Calcutta and the Chicago server are going to be in open waters. Maybe the Henry Tudor limps into open waters with them. But then we see 2 full 17 guns. And, you know, we talked about how great the Rangers have done since then. I think what you said, Eggs, was correct. They really erred by spending so much time trying to take out that 8 gun.
Yeah, they should have just let their gunboats get in the blind spot and deal with it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'll put it this way: the Sardine has only just gone down. He lived a lot longer than I think any of us expected, and they're about to lose the 2 for flinching to the enemy gunboats. It really is a tit for tat, and now we're going to be down to 3v3. However, the firepower is with the Sea Otters. The Rangers don't want. The Rangers need to keep this battle on the move now.
Oh, and there goes the two
It's
flinching.
it's so difficult because if you are the Rangers right now, you do feel like you still have a chance, but it's so small of a chance. It's so small of a chance. Um, it's it's a shame, but
I would not write the Rangers off yet.
No, there's
This
still
match has
10
got
minutes
10
left.
minutes to go, and there is a lot that can happen in those 10 minutes.
but it's
Although
not
a
if they
couple,
stick with this, then right now they're on like a path to destiny here. They've got to shake this up. They cannot just go into a line by line firefight. They will not win it. And by the way, the Chambur, who's hoovered up all those supplies, he's the guy who's getting, all the attention. So I guess they did a good job getting the supplies onto her because she is the one. And look at that focused fire on
Full
the Calcutta.
broadside.
Ooh.
yeah.
The Chicago server looks like it's trying to kind of like almost shield the Calcutta. And it's going to probably play a rear guard action here while the Calcutta pulls away. It's kind of what you have to do as the Calcutta. You got to get out of there. But turning a starboard side turn directly against the wind is not. With your square sails still up.
With
Cut
your
your square
square sails
sails.
Square
Cut your square
sails.
sails, Gandhi. There you
Gandhi.
go. There you go. He got it. He heard us. And it's off.
At this point, as an admiral, you've got to start asking yourself, especially if you're the Rangers, can we play for the points? Can we play for the points? Now, right now, a quick arithmetic puts the Sea Otters ahead on points right now. However, if they can keep these 3 ships alive, we will go to a points decision.
9 minutes is a long time.
It
And
is.
in that time, it is really up to the Sea Otters. Like, the Sea Otters have to play aggressive here. They have no choice because they do have a choice, but I think it is incumbent on them to sink a ship. They have the firepower to do it, right? The Rangers are trying to get away because they know that in a just straight up battle, they have lower HP and weaker ships. The Sea Otters have stronger ships and more HP per ship. So it's maybe the gunboats are going to have an outsized influence here, but the gunboats seem to be concerned with each other right now. And all the way to the east, the gunboats are having their own drama, which, while important, is important mostly because of what it prevents either side's gunboats from doing to the other fleet. Each fleet could really use gunboats right now to go in and harass and distract. It's not going to happen. Instead, we're seeing the Rangers thinking maybe they just have to run. Maybe we're going to see 8 minutes of running from the Rangers, which, I know it's not great entertainment, but tactically speaking, there's a possibility that it is the smarter choice here to pull in the Sea Otters, to create extensions in their line, right? Maybe that 8 gun, maybe the sauerkraut, the Sea Otters sauerkraut just overextends itself a little bit, and they can turn in and sink it. And then all of a sudden, then the Sea Otters have 2 ships left. Big problem for them. So it's all about the chess game now, and to see who makes the mistake that opens up the opportunity for the other team. Brilliant battle, by the way. Great. Amazing battle for both of these teams. No question about it.
It has been, as you say, quite the chess match. It has been for a small brawly map like this. Fleet cohesion has been so important. We haven't seen important fleet cohesion in the past on this map. This is the map, if you remember, we watched a Corvette go around and just pick an 8 gun to sink time after time again. It was absolute chaos. This has been the most structured battle we've seen on this map. And it suited both sides, really. Both sides came in with how they wanted to structure their fleets. Both executed brilliantly. It just was unfortunate for the Rangers that they got caught up in those islands as badly as they did.
Yeah, they really can't overstate the influence that those islands have had. As we're seeing now, I think that the Sea Otters are perhaps making a bit of a risky play here. Keeping the sauerkraut so close to enemy range is exactly what I think the Rangers want. You can see the Rangers have a flat line. They want as much ability to shoot at that 8 gun and stay out of the enemy 17 gun range as they can get. They want to farm points from gunboats. They want to do anything they can to turn this around, and you can see that they are certainly doing it. Look, they're farming the gunboat 4. I guess they don't have names, but Yeah, they're just farming the points for it, doing everything that they can to try and make it so that if in the next 6 minutes passes and they don't lose a ship, they may win. We're going to have to pay very close attention to the team scores at the end of this battle.
Well, as I say, at the minute, I've still got it. The scores ahead for the Sea
Yeah.
Otters, but it's not an insurmountable amount. It's not an insurmountable amount.
No, but you can really see, both of the two guys, Reddit Sales VOC and Dan Frank VOC, VOC topping both teams. However, from there on down on the Sea Otters, we got 19,000 points, 18,000 points, 17,000 points. On the Rangers, 16,000, 13,000, 12,000, 11,000. That's what we're seeing here, where it really does look like the Sea Otters have every opportunity to just kind of phone in the rest of this battle and still pull out a victory. But I don't think they want to. I think they'd love to sink. That 8-gun is taking a serious amount of heat, though. The sauerkraut. I'm scared of how close that is to the enemy and how far the other 17 guns are. God forbid that thing goes down. You've got a big problem on your hands. I want to shout out that the Rangers have done something quite nice here. They have very much the weather gauge at this point. Both teams are going south, but the wind is going southwest. That gives the Rangers the ability to wet the sails and really just zone in, like get their ships to whatever position they want and hit the sauerkraut hard. If they do that, and this is their moment to do it, if they hit the sauerkraut hard and they sink the sauerkraut, oh boy, the Sea Wolves' entire strategy changes, but they're not. They're not going for the sauerkraut. They're going for the chambur. Let's see. Let's see what they choose to focus on as we get towards the home stretch here. Last 4 minutes of this game.
This is going to be close. Oh, I think very intelligently Sauerkraut is saying, I'm out of here.
Yeah, he can't. As soon as he goes below half HP, he's got to start. The alarm bells have to start ringing for their captain. And no doubt their admiral, Brandon Billy, is saying, like, get out of there. Do not get yourself in range of that 17 gun.
I mean, now psychology starts to play a part. I'm looking at that. I'm looking at the healths of these two 17 guns, and those are insurmountable amounts of health to deplete with 3 ships with 3 minutes to go. It's it's a scary proposition for the Rangers now, and they've got to make a decision. Although.
Oh my God! Look at this. Look at the Calcutta, or sorry, the chambur. The chambur coming in very aggressively. This could be
really
a
aggressive.
huge. I mean, I can't fathom the decision making on this moment, but I think they are just so confident. Like Atticus said, I think they are so confident in their position right now.
Yeah, I think he's looked at the time. I think Billy's looked at the timer now and gone 3 minutes. They're not going to sink this in 3 minutes. I've got the resources to repair through this. I am going for that 8-gun. That rear 8-gun. I get my carronade on that. Start hitting it. It's got nowhere really to go. No, they're still focusing their broadsides on the Calcutta.
Calcutta, they want that flagship sink. And again, they're tanking it. The chambur is doing just fine. And it is, again, shielding the Grand Folk, which is also in range, by the way.
What they want to do now, they want the Grand Folk to just stop. Just stop. He's got the range. He can lay the fire down. But right now, the chambur was blocking his shot, and that's not what they wanted.
The Calcutta's holding on pretty nicely, too, though. I mean, the chambur has taken the worst of it here, which is surprising. Worst of it, yeah.
But he has taken fire from
the sauerkraut dead ahead.
The Chicago server, yeah.
Oh, the Chicago server.
I want to call it with 2 minutes left. The Rangers' best option right now is bum rushing the sauerkraut. If they can live long enough.
Oh, that was a shot. They must have heard you, Eggs. They are putting their carronade on that sauerkraut, and they are going for it. The Chicago server is in a lot of trouble. It might even make more sense for the Sea Otters to ignore Gandhi and his Calcutta right now and sink the Chicago server, which is going to happen.
They can sink both 8 guns. The Henry Tudor is also cripplingly low. The Chicago server is about to go down. As soon as it does, the Henry Tudor is probably going to go down, maybe before the round ends. Either way, the Calcutta is going to make it, no problem. But not much else. There you go.
There
We've
goes
lost the
Chicago
Chicago
server.
server. And now
Don't
it's
say it
all
like
Henry
that. You
Tudor.
might make people think the game's about to go down.
They knew what they were doing when they named that ship. And then the Henry Tudor is going to be taking everything. The Calcutta is now being not ignored because the Grand Folk is hammering it from a tee. Oof. Wow. Look at that. Henry Tudor going down any second now.
I have to give it to
Under
both
fire.
teams here for fighting it out to the end. I mean, they could have easily played for time here.
Yeah.
At least the Sea
There it
Otters
is.
could have.
There
There
it
goes.
is. Next ship down. Calcutta, 21 seconds to just fight it out, do their best. The Rangers are on track to take a tough and hard-fought defeat to the Sea Otters, a team that has really showed the ability to prioritize and whittle down the opponent through long and chess-like action here. The Rangers looked so good at the beginning of this. They had such a great formation. Island issues, ships getting stopped, teams racing back and forth across the map to hit each other's flanks. I mean, this had it all. Big, not big. I'd say, what is that?
About 16.
16,000 point victory. That's not small. Don't let anybody tell you that that is not a very considerable win, that we have seen larger swings. It does go to show how wonderful both of these teams are. This is a battle between two teams that feel like real pros. It just goes to show you how strong the middle of the leaderboard is in this league, which is just such a wonderful thing to see.
Yeah,
What do you
I
guys
mean,
think? What's your takeaways?
that points gap was not that wide. With 5 minutes left on the clock, that was definitely the catalyst for that was definitely the excuse me, the Rangers' decision to stand and fight effectively. And I don't mean
Right.
that they were running the whole time. They just wanted to take the fight on their terms, and those were the terms they settled for. I think those were the best terms they were going to get towards that point in the match, and they
Yeah.
went for it. Unfortunately, it didn't come off. They went after the sauerkraut. It was the right thing to do. Unfortunately, he just slipped through their grasp, and the result was a much bigger points difference than is probably fair, if I'm honest. The Rangers gave a great account of themselves there.
I'd
Yeah,
agree with you, Atticus. I think that was probably closer to like a 7K, 5K point differential, but with 5 minutes left, I think that was a lot closer than 15 or 16,000. And I think both admirals can be happy. I mean, I saw a lot of really great and fast reactions from Gandhi. I think their organization was stepping above what they started with this season.
There's, I think,
We
no question about the growth of these two teams over just half of one season of the NSL.
we all here are big fans of a nice looking fleet formation, and that Rangers fleet formation early game was magnificent to watch.
Yeah. It looks like we have our admirals here with us. Thank you for coming, guys, and I'll say to both of you guys that was just a spectacular battle. It's one of those battles that really, like I've been saying this whole time, really shows the professionalization of both of these teams as they have progressed through the first half of this season. I'd say neither of these teams looked like what we would call a quote unquote first season team throughout this battle. So I have to give everybody my sincere congratulations. We are going to start off with Random Billy. Billy, can you hear me?
Yes.
Congratulations on a really, really stellar performance today. Tell us a little bit about what this battle looked like for you and what were some of the moments that really had your heart pounding?
I mean, for a lot of the battle, I mean, the early fight was a bit hard on us, I think. Like we got into a fairly messy situation, but we did manage to pick off the 17 at the rear of the fleet. And I mean, once we did that, we had the firepower advantage, but we got ourselves into an even messier situation. And I think you must have seen the 8 guns that got beached on reefs, for example.
Sure we did.
So yeah, for a large part of the battle, basically, I was not really trying to do I was basically just racing for points, so trying to sink whatever was the lowest chip on their team and put pressure that way. And I mean, in the end, we managed to basically sink everything except that last 17, but it was like 20 seconds of dying. But yeah,
What-
basically the first massive, I mean, the end of the first massive fight, basically with the big brawl and every ship in the fight before our corvette just sank. But before that, it was the hardest part.
Yeah. Let me pass it over to my co-hosts. I'm sure they have lots of questions for you guys. Let's start with Eggs.
Really, I think you guys had a lot of really quick and great reactions there. What was your plan going into this match? Did you have like an opening that you were looking forward to?
I mean, we did look a lot at. I did look a lot at the other matches on this map, and I did expect, and I think the Rangers Admiral did say it during the post-match interview, that they would be going south because it was the easiest part of the map to maneuver around. And so we did expect it to take it to the south side of the map, and to maybe try to cut them off slightly and use the reefs, for example, as a barrier, maybe to push them against the reefs, or just to, well, block them from getting to our side of the map. But it's basically what happened. But it was, we fought in the place we were supposed to be fighting, so that's basically as far as the plans got.
Gotcha. I want to note we also have Skelly Rock from the NJ here. Skelly, how you doing?
Yes, hello.
He
What
was
ship were
on
you
the
on today?
17.
On the 17?
I was
Which one?
on the Grand Fuck, yes.
Oh, very good. So tell us a little bit about what your experience was like on that ship.
It was quite, yeah, it was very good. It was very stressful at one point because I managed to get our ship at the rear, and this was quite at the beginning of the match. And we started taking a lot of fire very quickly, but we amazingly managed to just turn around and, yeah, got ourselves out of that situation. So that was grand.
Very well done. Excellent battle. Let me pass it over to Atticus. Ask questions from whichever of these battle leaders you like to hear from.
Skelly, congratulations on a good win. I have a question about your Corvette. At one point, your Corvette was basically face to face with the entire enemy fleet. Tell me, what was the thinking about? Did it just get itself in that position by accident, or was there some plan behind it?
So the Corvette is a bit of, basically what happened is that we needed time to regroup at that point, and I did tell the Corvette to basically go in and try to push them off. It was because they were looking fairly aggressive, so I wanted the Corvette basically to demast whatever was coming for us. But the thing is, I'm not sure if the wind was already that way if it turned then. But basically, they couldn't really disengage because the wind was against them. They were a bit too close, and they ended up in a situation where the enemy fleet basically, focused on it instead of turning for the 17s. Which in the grand scheme of things, went well for us because we managed to basically keep the 3 enemy 8 guns, I think, by that point, away from our 17s, which were a bit vulnerable.
Yeah.
But the Corvette did die.
Yeah, no.
But it did very well. It did very well.
Sacrificing the Corvette there was the perfect strategy. It pinned the Rangers fleet into a position. It gave you guys time to regroup, and we saw it up here. That's what we thought was going on. I just wanted to get some confirmation. It was a really, really good tactic in that moment. And again, congratulations to both of you.
Yeah, congrats, guys. I have kind of already asked my two questions, but I'll just ask one more, which is, what are you going to work on? What is the good that you're taking out of this, and what's the work that you need to do to keep punching up the league standings here?
I think in terms of good, we are pretty quick on reaction. Like for example, when I saw that the rear, I'm not sure which one it was. I think it was the Evans Sword. The rear 17 got isolated and had already been the focus fired. we moved in for the kill pretty quickly, and I'm pretty happy about how it went. And for the later part of the match, we had. I mean, I'm very happy with the gunnery of the Chambur and of the Grand Foc. But in terms of what we need to work on, maybe a bit of fleet cohesion and that kind of thing, because we have a lot. I mean, our Aegon's captain did pretty well, but at some points it got a bit messy, and I couldn't really keep track of everything. But I mean, they do take a lot of initiative, and it went generally well, so I'm pretty happy with it. But I feel like we could try to work together a bit more on with the 8 guns.
Very good. All right. Well, congratulations again, guys. Great battle and a win at a critical moment in the league, putting you guys up there in contention for the finals. All right, let's move on. I see that we have Gandhi. Do we have anybody else from your team, Gandhi?
I think hopefully Running Rock's followed me.
Yeah.
but
Oh,
if
there he
not-
is.
Hello.
Hey, Running Rock. Hey, guys. All right. Well, this is one of those battles that, yes, of course, it always sucks to lose. It's no fun. But actually, this might have been a really fun battle because I thought that this was just like we talked about it as being a chess match battle the whole time. Obviously, in that chess match, you guys, ever since you lost that 17 gun, were trying to kind of make up, find opportunities, and regain the momentum. And there were a lot of times where you had it, you got the momentum back, and then you lost it, and you got it, and you lost it, and you got it. Tell us a little bit about what your thought process was coming into this battle. Let's talk about that opening that you guys had specifically, and what was your hope with that very strong formulated opening that you had at the beginning?
This is our third time in a row in this map.
Yeah.
So I'm just glad that we're out of it. But the side that we're on is, I would say, is the trickiest side to start. And with the front opening, we posted up and we basically wanted to be in a position where we had as much options as we could before picking a particular route. Because once we commit to an avenue, because of the geography of the map, we couldn't really back out. So we saw that they were going south. We mirrored, tried to do what we did, just post up and shoot at them. But yeah, things changed very quickly, especially when our 17 got stuck on the shoals, and then things picked up very quickly. So there's a lot of improvisation, and I have to give my hats off to my 8-gun captains for the amazing screening work that they did. They were there when I needed them the most, and if they weren't there, the Heaven Sword would have gone down a lot quicker. So, yeah, I think, that everyone did what was required, but just not enough in this case. But we gave it our best, and I just want to say thanks to the Otters for a very, very exciting match. I must say,
Yeah,
I hope you
with
guys
the
had
Yeah.
fun watching it.
with
It
the
was a
burst.
very close
sorry.
one.
Yeah, with the
And
setup, the biggest thing that we wanted to do was just have our choices available to us because, like Adi said, it's just very tough map geography to try and get out from where we were at. But with it, I think that we did the best we could. It was very commendable, and unfortunately, yeah, getting stuck on that shoal was a little bit rough for the Heaven's Word. But yeah, other than that, we did well, and thank you for our opponents. They did a great job.
so basically, we have at least 2 major ships that sunk because they got stuck on the shoals. Oh yeah, that's
we were
Yeah.
we were kind of
Yeah.
in awe of
I
what
got
I mean,
informed.
huge.
I'll be
I-
honest. When I saw the map, I was like, "Oh, that's going to be rough to play for." At least, I mean, it's rough to play for us, but it's even worse for you, I think. So yeah,
Yes.
it's a
I
hard
was
map.
informed by one of our schooner captains that was a tactical decision, is what he said
Yeah.
apparently. That
Was
was
that-
his reason behind that.
Was that when he was shooting at the gunboats that were coming in, and he's like, I decide I want to be here. This is where I want to be.
I think so. I'm not
Oh,
too
that's
sure.
good.
I don't quite believe him.
Yeah.
At one point, you stop being a ship and you become part of the island.
That's right. It's an island battery. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, let me pass it over to some of these other co-hosts of mine. Let ask some questions. Atticus, what's your question for
I don't really have one. Everything that I had to ask did sort of revolve around those reefs and those small islands, which played a massive, massive part today that we didn't even see coming. But I would love to commend both Gandhi, Run and Rock, and your entire team. Those opening fleet maneuvers were beautiful, and you executed them brilliantly. They looked good. They looked disciplined, and you might, if you watch the VOD back, and I think Merck said it even in these interviews, both of you, but especially the Rangers, you did not look like a first season team there again today. You look like seasoned veterans, and it was great. So my hat is off to your whole team for that performance. It was unfortunate that you didn't get the win today, but there is so much to build on what you did. I don't think that map helped today. I think your biggest enemy was the environment. And in some ways I'd say that for both teams. But keep up the good work. Absolutely. You're seeing growth game after game after game.
Yeah, we're like a small child. We're learning every match.
No, you've definitely made it to your teenage years now.
Yeah,
Time to buckle down and pass those exams.
Yeah, you're a little past object permanence at this point. You've graduated.
Yeah.
Eggs, do
So
you have
in-
any? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Eggs.
I was going to say, I do. Interestingly, you both play the same team next. You both play the Kelpies next. So good luck with that.
Very
And
interesting.
also for the record, I must say it's pretty scary to see a fleet do nice maneuvering while you're getting into position. So yeah, like it puts on some pressure, you know.
Yes.
Yes, yeah. We wanted that effect, to be honest.
Or farming.
I mean, it did work on me at least.
Yeah, it was a bit like right at the beginning when you guys got in a line like that, we were a bit like, oh, this might be trouble.
Let me pass it over to Eggs real quick. Yeah, you got a question?
Yeah, Gandhi and Running Rock, are you guys excited to have this map in your rear view? Are you gonna miss it? Is there some Stockholm syndrome going on? Like, what do you feel about this map now that you've played on it 3 times in a row?
Well, if we won today, I would have been. It would have been, the Nile, my home territory.
Yeah.
But yeah, today I think it was more of our Davy Jones locker, and I'm glad that we're out and we're free.
Yeah, you've gotten out of a bad relationship.
Yeah, right. And by the way, the league is free. This map is not played on again in regular season. That we have exhausted all of our attempts at seeing this map played.
I can confirm it is not in the postseason either.
Yeah, when I saw the schedule, I told Gandhi that I was going to be. I just felt like Napoleon stuck in Egypt, just trying to get out.
Yes,
and just so glad to go back home to France.
And it's ironic how our opponents were French as well.
That's right. All right, folks. We will leave it there. Thank you to both of these incredible teams and these incredible leadership teams that we have here for putting on such a great show for us today. A game of real strategy and skill. I think anybody who watches it has to consider that you guys are serious contenders in the NSL, and we can't wait to see your future battles. As it stands, we now have the Sea Otters in 4th place. They are holding it down, and let's see how long they can hold onto it for as other teams keep trying to punch up the league. We are going to conclude today with a big thanks to both guys in my co-host booth here, Atticus and Eggs. Guys, thanks so much for joining me here. I hope you guys had a great time. I certainly did watching this incredible battle with you.
Oh yeah, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Had a blast. What a match.
And of course, it would be remiss if I didn't thank everybody behind the scenes who helped put this together. Big Papa Professor the Seventh, that's his name today. King Director, Big Papa Professor the Seventh, our director today, along with all the correspondents who give up their free time and they sacrifice their ability to be a mercenary in these games. That's how dedicated they are to helping the Naval Sports League in its operations. We thank them so much for taking the time to help this broadcast be great. Thank you to the guys, all of our mercenaries, and then, of course, the guys who marshal all those mercenaries and get them into the Discord servers where they can be with the teams that they're going to be serving with. Thank you to all the players who show up every week and put their all into these battles. And thank you, viewers at home, for checking out the Naval Sports League. Go check out the NSL.com. Go check out our YouTube. go check out all the information. Go find out who all these incredible players are, because every one of them has a score and every one of them has a story. So I hope that you at home are following those stories, rooting for your favorites, and trying to call these games before they start. We will do our best to educate you every week on what it means to win in the Naval Sports League. And we will see you next week. Guys, who are we watching next week? Let me go take a look real quick.
Next week, we
yeah,
have the Hydras versus the Krakens.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? What
Or
a
maybe
battle
it
that's going to
won't
be.
the Krakens. Who knows? Tune in and
Yeah,
find out.
maybe there'll be a different name. Maybe we won't be calling them the Krakens next week. Maybe there's going to be some kind of, I don't know, serpentine change to their names, some new name slithering in for the Krakens. But certainly we will be seeing the Hydras. That I can say. All right. Well, with that, a little tease. We will see you guys all next week. Thank you so much for watching. This has been the Naval Sports League. My name is Lamerck. See you next time.